Treat me with the most incredible, delicious, fresh, ripe raspberries from your backyard. That's right, Leaf and Petal is bringing us the Everbearing Red Raspberries. These are making their debut, brand new. And I'm gonna bring in Carrie Mobley quickly because nobody can tickle your fancy when it comes to gardening or outdoor beautification. But when you had me at raspberries.
I know.
Can I tell you why?
Yes.
Because I know my mom's watching, and when I grew up, me and my sister and my cousins, we'd visit my grandmother in Bethesda, Maryland, and I know, I'm gonna eat too, and she always grew red raspberries. And it was one of the things, we'd pick the raspberries, we'd clean them, we'd put them in the freezer and save them for, you know, a hot day.
Yes.
So this brings such beautiful childhood memories to me.
You are living my childhood as well. I
taste them
totally
too.
understand what you mean. And these, all of a sudden, I forgot we were on television. I was going to have a conversation about growing up and picking raspberries. But how about you make those memories for yourself and maybe your kids and your grandkids? This is by Leaf and Petal, and it's an ever-bearing raspberry, and I'm not going to try to weigh you down too much with the horticulture information, but what that means is this raspberry bush will grow berries on old wood.
Can't stop.
And please don't. I know, these are all
stop.
freshly washed and everything. These raspberries will grow on both old wood and new wood. A lot of berries will only grow on new wood, so once you trim it back, you won't get berries there anymore. It's different with this one. It has some thorns, but if you feel it, they're very soft thorns. So we can't technically say that it's thornless, but it's very, very soft.
I remember that.
Yep. So you're going to get, what that means is you're going to get multiple crops every year, and they are delicious. Now, raspberries don't grow like a vine, they grow more like a bush. So even in this very first year, you are going to get about, you know how much these are?
Oh my, and they're always out of stock.
Oh my, and they're so expensive.
So expensive.
They're so expensive. So you know this little clamshell here?
Yeah.
With this bush, you're gonna get about 8 of these in the first year. I know. And if you consider the price, right?
Yes.
And this is also a perennial, you guys, so that means it's gonna come back and get better every year. It's perfect in containers.
My grandmother's used to fill her whole backyard because, again, they just multiply and they come back every year. And I will tell you, there's nothing that tastes better than picking fresh fruit right off the vine, right off of that bush, and then to be able to make such decadent treats, whether you're just having that sweet, tart, juicy raspberry all on its own. I love that how large these are.
Yes.
But then when you're putting them in beverages or putting them in parfaits or putting them in salads or shortcakes, like honestly, the endless possibilities, and who doesn't love raspberries?
I think it's everybody's favorite fruit.
The flex pay on this is $4.99. That is less than one of those little containers at the grocery store.
And you guys, please give it a try. If you've never grown your own food,
how do we do that?
I cannot recommend it enough. And this is going to be really easy. It's going to be delivered right to your door. Almost every single one of you, except if you're at the very top of the country, are going to be receiving it right now.
Okay.
So it's going to come to you fresh, well packaged, a healthy plant that's about this size. Now we call this a 1 gallon, but I think it's like a 6 inch or something like that. And so you're just going to take it out immediately and give it some water, and then decide where you're gonna plant it. If you put it in the ground, I love putting things in the ground because it can definitely find its own nutrients and its own water source, but you can also easily put this in a container. And what's great about putting it in a container is that at the end of the growing season, you can trim it all the way back so it doesn't look unsightly. And then remember, because this will grow on old and new wood, it will most certainly come back and just fill up your property with the most delicious raspberries. And listen, I know I'm kind of throwing a lot of information at you, but we also always include a very plant-specific planting guide with all of our plants from Leaf and Petal. And this is important because it's going to tell you how to plant it, where to plant it, does it need sun, does it need shade, can I put it in a container, right? Can I put it in the ground? And if you ever get confused, on the back, we even have a great 1-800 phone number. Somebody like me will answer the phone and they will help you with all of your questions, your concerns, whatever you want. But listen, I mean, the proof is in the pudding.
I
Look at us.
Stopped eating.
Aren't they so good?
They're so
They're sweeter,
good.
they're juicier, they're bigger, and they're fresher than when you get them in the store.
100%.
One of my things that I can't stand is when you get them in these clamshells, The top always looks great.
It's the bottom ones. They're
You
like,
start digging in there, they're moldy,
they're smushy, they're
rotten.
moldy.
Yes, yes.
There's things in there I don't want to tell you that I found, and you pay a lot
I
of
know
money.
it's a worm or something. I know it was some kind of a worm.
I mean, listen, we want to be eating more fruits. You have the kids. My grandmother used to freeze them. Me and my cousins, we would go over, we would look for the little containers in her freezer that had our names on it.
Oh,
we knew.
you picked
and we
them.
would take
Yes.
them. Yeah. So it was such an experience. And that's what, I know that sometimes life gets really fast, but to be able to see something that you've grown with your own love and hands, and then to enjoy it in so many different ways. Like food, there's something extra special about growing your own food. And I think there's a lot of people who are trying to do that more often now, too.
Well, because we know of what they put in food, right? I mean, think about all the pesticides and stuff. And I also want to let you know, and we'll be talking about it a little bit later, but our leaf and petal fertilizer, you want more flowers because that's what happens, right? They form the flowers, and the flowers are really pretty and white. And then when the flowers are dying back, the center of that flower is what grows into that berry. So the more flowers you have on it, the more berries you will get. And it's just a wonderful experience and something that we have really done some good damage on this. But did you try some with the whipped cream?
No, I didn't. They don't even need it. They're moving us on to our next incredible experience.
How rude.
Well,
How dare they?
Lou Caputo, come here, Lou. You need to try these.
I love raspberries.
I love
by the way.
raspberry, too.
It's like, can I have the cream?
Yeah, have the cream too. I should just let Carrie take over the show, and you and I should just, aren't they delicious?
No problem.
Okay.
I got it.
I'm sorry. You enjoy. Joy.
That's not amazing?
That's on me, Lou. That's on me. All right.
Wow,
Okay.
huh? From one